just like Yogi cut it. I,
All right, we're back.
Yogi Yogi cut the conversation, man. I'm a little sad at that because it was
Okay.
going well. When he left, the whole conversation stopped. Not it didn't stop, but it was cut.
Girl. But I really feel like when people be saying that, I'll be like, I feel like they say that about you can't be like that with friends because they can't do that.
Platonic, like
Yeah, because they
it.
can't.
But that's the thing. Like people don't realize that all relationships, whether they're platonic or their work relationships, like strictly work relationships, like yo, that's my guy from work type stuff. Like I think all those relationships based off of how attractive you think the other person is,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like and because because at the end of the day, like let me put it like this. Let me put it like this, we're gonna rewind here. I'm gonna fully rewind so Bella knows exactly what I'm talking about. Bella, you started talking to the guy that helped us meet because at some point you thought he was attractive.
I don't know about that.
I said at some point. At some
No,
point.
but I'm saying even back then, like I feel like I just I think didn't I meet him on AOL? I don't remember exactly where I met him, so I
Probably
can't say that.
so. Probably so.
But I think so. Like
Yeah.
back then, like you know, so I don't even think
Yeah.
back then it was just kind of like it wasn't that.
Well,
But
okay. I'm not gonna say attractive enough to like to get to that point, but at some point you was like, you know what? He looks like a decent person, right? Okay, decent enough. Like if bro was like mad, if bro looked like the Elephant Man, you'd be like, I'm not going over there, man. Like, I'm not going over
I'm
there. Like I
dead.
don't care. I don't care if you in the White House. I don't care if you whatever you at. I'm not going over there. So at some point you found bro attractive, and I say that because this is where my point is coming from, right? Like at some point, people at work, people who work together, or people who like who are friends in some aspect, like have that mutual attraction. Like they're not ugly. Would you hit it? Who knows? Who knows? Because every situation is different. But you understood that that person is not ugly.
Yeah, but see, sometimes it'd be like though, is it worth the like the other shit though? Like, is it worth fucking up the relationship just
That's
because
what I'm
you know what
saying.
I mean? Just
That's what
because
I'm
you think the
saying.
person's attractive, like, is it worth it? Like taking the risk because you don't never know how it's going.
But you had to get to that point. Like if that person, no matter what that person, if that person was beat in the beginning, you'd be like, nah, I'm cool. And you wouldn't even want to like continue a situation with that person. No matter what it is. Even if it was a work relationship, you'd be like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Like you look like you chew rocks for a living type of shit. Like
I'm like,
and that's the thing, right? At some point, you thought that that person was attractive. Like it may not have been like attractive enough to fuck. Let me be clear about this because I feel like I'm dancing in circles. It may not be attractive enough to fuck, but you like yo, you don't look bad. I could hook you up with some of my peoples. I know some people who might like you,
I can't.
right? So like yeah, in that sense, you like people are always they. It may not be a direct attraction, but people invite people into their life based on the level of attraction that they give it.
Hmm, that's deep.
And and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of friendships because I have quite a few where it's like you bond over trauma, and no matter what that person looks like, you like, hey, bro, like you coming with me, like you coming with me because you my folks like that, you my people like that. Like,
Okay.
and at that point, you don't care. You don't care what they look like. You don't care what they like. You don't care. The level of attraction is not there. Like, and that again, that goes back to what we were saying before. Then is like platonic friends. Like, yo, I don't care. I don't particularly care what it is that you look like. I know you got my best interest in mind.
At least at the moment right now, currently or whenever, because that shit do
No,
be
no,
changing
no.
sometimes. But see, that's what I be saying too though with guys. Like, you'll don't leave with some other shit if you know really your intent is.
No, no, I'm talking about me and you, because
Oh,
like we homies like that. Like we homies like that. Like again, not even homies, like family. Like we didn't spend like Thanksgiving at each other's houses and all that other shit, Christmases and like I don't care what you look like because I know who how you gonna treat me
mm,
at the end of the day, and I know you got my back. Like whether I'm like yo, bro, like if you see me crying, you gonna see me like, man, I'm gonna give you a fucking hug type shit. Like, cause
mm,
I know that's the shit that you might need. And yeah, like I would do the same. You know what I'm saying? I would do the same. Like, bro, like, no, no, no. We like if somebody falters, then it's like I'm gonna pick you up. And that's
mm,
how it's always been. Like, if I ain't got it, I'll be like, you be like, hey, we going out. Nah, man, I ain't got that shit. Like, I'm
mm.
gonna stay at the house. Like, nigga, I didn't ask you if you got that shit. I just told you we going out. We going out.
Right.
We going out. And it's the same thing. Like, and that's the thing. Like to this day, bro. Like to this day, like we still like yo. Like I ain't got that shit. Like, I ain't got that shit right now. Like I'll have it Wednesday. Like, bro, I didn't ask you if you got that shit. I just said, look, we going outside.
Mm.
And that's the thing is like it should be reciprocated. It should that the same thing should be reciprocated. Like if if you know I ain't got it, it's like nah, nah, nah. Nah. I told you like that us going outside was not a question. That was a fucking like, hey, get your ass ready. We going outside, and we done been through it a whole gang of times, a whole gang of times. And that's the thing. People feel like they're entitled to shit, and that's where it goes. That's where it gets fucked up. That's where it gets fucked up. Like the entitlement. The entitlement is like, oh man, I paid for this. Like I deserve X, Y, Z. Like no, bro. Like if that's your people's like that, it don't matter what it costs. Like you should have been doing that anyway. Like you was gonna do whatever happened anyway. Oh man, I'm gonna go eat over here. Nah, bro, go eat over here. Okay, like I don't got it like that. No, no, I didn't ask you if you got it like that. Like we eating over here.
I always send some random messages for studio. Yes, I definitely agree though. But I just I guess I feel like people's minds be too like too shallow or too like too narrow. Like they just assume that everybody does this or moves like this, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the truth.
I definitely feel that. Um, but then again, these aren't people who are having those difficult conversations. These aren't people who are, like you gotta have a conversation. Like, oh man, like this is how I really feel. This is what I see. This is what I think. And have it reverse. Like, you know what? I may not be feeling that. This is what I'm feeling at the moment. And that's how people get put in the friend zone and like friend zone and all that shit is just that's a lack of communication. That's a lack of communication. And I know there's gonna be a hot take. Like if you get put in the friend zone, it's because you didn't communicate how you act. You didn't listen to how that person exactly felt about you. Because women would tell you like, oh man, this is my brother, blah blah blah. Like this my bro. This my like we A1 day ones. And that's a dude who's like, nah, I could be more than that. Like, bro, she just told you exactly how she felt about you.
Yeah, and you tried to change that.
You thought you could change that when she already told you, like, nah, nah, nah. This is how I feel. She's already laid that
And I feel
groundwork.
like all the time, like I know within like the first like when I meet you, like I already know kind of like where it could be, and then based off what you say, and that will kind of determine where it goes. But don't be like, oh no, we just gonna do this, and then later try to talk to me, and then I'm gonna be looking at you stupid, like no, that's not what you said.
Back doing it, like Yannick said.
Mm-hmm. Like that's not
Don't
what you
try to,
said. Bro.
yeah,
Don't be with mm-hmm.
don't try to
And
backdoor that shit, cause you already got put right here. Stay there, my G. Like you trying to like pause, creep into the back door, and it's like, bro, like everything locked for you, everything locked.
weak. I thought I was the only
Like
one saying that. I just
like
want to.
somebody, I ain't gonna sit here, I ain't gonna sit here and lie and act like I ain't never got put in the friend zone. But I knew that,
But did
yo,
you shoot your shot, or you just never tried because you just already knew you were in the friend zone?
I never tried. I never tried because I was like, you know what? I don't I don't even want to be there with this person. I don't want to be there with that person. And like from beginning to the end. And it was like, oh man, you just in a friend zone. I'm like, nigga, where you thought you was at the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Where you thought you was at? Like, and that's the thing too, is like I don't think the friend zone has to be discussed. It's just people who some people who are over communicative. Like, hey, look, I only see you this way, and this is the only way I see you. And
But if you
somebody
never,
like,
if it never was like me trying to talk to you or you trying to talk to me, like you don't even really need to have that conversation because then obviously it's clear. It's when people start trying to do other shit other than what was like originally. Then it's like, why are you trying to do this? Like, why would you? Like, why are you doing this now? Like, what the fuck?
yeah, like, bro, what? Like this should have happened a long time ago. A long time ago.
What y'all talking about?
Friends
Friend
Um,
zoning.
saying like you don't really gotta talk about it. Just the way you act should just be fine. Like if
Yeah.
I never bring that up to you or you never bring that up to me, why would it even be?
of a thought.
Yeah, because I'm not even on that. So like, unless you try to like randomly get at me on another day, then I'm gonna be looking at you like, what the fuck? Where that came from? You know?
Right. That's yeah, right. I don't know. Friend zone is funny.
I already got a quote from I thought about my quote for the next one because I was like, I'm
Mhm.
gonna use this one. I'm like, nah, that's weak. It's been used. It's been used. I'm gonna use it, just not for the next
How you be doing, Yanni?
Huh?
I said, how you doing over there?
I'm, I'm good, girl. I'm good.
one. Since we on camera, I'm gonna just leave this one up right here. Go ahead, y'all. Everybody, to keep doing your thing. I'm gonna just,
Yes, go.
And if you're looking at my shorts, hey,
Nothing.
go play with your kids. Go play with your kids.
I'm screaming,
Right.
but mm, we live again.
I know, yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
We might as well get the time in if we're gonna do it.
A what?
I said that's why we said we might as well get the time in if we're gonna do it. Yogi, I
Oh,
Yeah.
think connected us. I think when he left, he pressed in stream, and we all admin, so
He could end it, and we all just.
He
Sit there
shut
watching.
shit down.
Yeah. He was like,
He's
I'm out. Y'all done.
exactly. He shut the whole shit down.
And I'm only playing Yogi. You ain't shit for that, bro. Uh,
Nah, I'm screaming.
Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say that fast.
Yeah.
Ain't that about a bitch?
But yeah, y'all. Life right now is crazy. It be life, but I've been trying to stay focused on God.
What were we talking about? And I was like, yo, I got that idea.
Y'all was talking about something when I came on.
Um,
Oh,
um,
yeah. Yo, I got this.
You know what was so crazy? Because I thought about something like, you know, it's a you know how we was talking about earlier when we was like, when you grow up with somebody and y'all establish a friendship or rapport, it's like kind of unwritten, unspoken kind of deal. Like, like that's, your day ones and type shit. Oh, better yet, I'll give you a better example. You see how AJ was like, oh, yeah, like Michelle, that's my day one. Like I never would ever handle her in a certain way, like demeanor, blah, 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 blah. Basically saying he always handle you with respect.
mm-hmm.
Why is it that, and this is a generalized question, male, women, whatever, people will tend to have that same, that mind frame or mindset about a friendship but not a relationship. Why do you think that is? You know what I mean? Like, why don't you have them same core values? I mean, because aren't they like similar reflections of each other a little bit?
I mean, I totally agree with that because I can agree with that. But I feel like they don't though. You know what I mean?
No, they definitely don't. That's what I'm saying. But that be people, humanity, okay? Because that is not. If you think about it, it's more. It's more often than not. It's very. It's normalized.
I feel like they just be thinking they slick or they feel like the girl should just deal with it because they in a relationship with you, so they're gonna, you know what I mean? In a friendship, like you don't have like people are less likely to deal with you if you're being a certain way. If it's just a friendship, you know. But if you're in a relationship
Or,
and they be like, "Oh, I love you," they
but
feel like you're gonna deal with that shit. But no,
even family though, like what I'm saying is that this is y'all share the same blood. Like where people be quicker to be like, fuck family, family dead to me, this, that, and the third, but you'll let this nigga drag you through the motherfucking mud, ringer, and back. Before you be like, fuck this relationship. This shit is killing me.
mm-hmm.
Like why? And I don't understand. I understand that we are conditioned for many things, but that one is really it's the one that baffles me time and time again. Like how we are so much more. You like where you have that friend that you tell her you seen her nigga fucking with so and so, not and she get mad at you somehow, some way.
Girl,
Like that.
mad at you for telling
She
her.
a bum. That lets you know right now she a bum. You
No,
didn't
but
call her, dude.
that's the same concept of people when they cut their brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin off because of maybe $20 or something
Nigga said
or
$20 one week.
not, because people be they be picking the darnest reasons to fall out. You be like, after it was all said and done, cops called and everything, and you sitting there like, over a cigarette. Like, you know, like you just baffled about the extreme that people go with family though. It'd be like, damn.
No, because I got a couple of dudes that I was like, yo, those are my bros. And Bella knows them. Bella knows these dudes, first name, last name, where they live, who they are, all that stuff. And we didn't fill out over over money because of the principle for me. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, now like I would never argue over this amount of money. But at the time when I was like, yo, like, what's up? Where it was a lot of money, it's the principle of it. But it's like I'm not gonna argue it over that now. I'm not gonna argue over it now, and I'm not gonna like continue to be friends with these people because like, bro, if I can't trust you now with a little bit of what I thought was a lot of money and is now a little bit of money, I'm not gonna trust you with $2. I'm not gonna trust you with 39 cents. Like,
You
where's my change at every time?
you know what's so crazy? True story. I done fell out with people because not people, a person. Okay, let me not even not people. I don't do the falling out too much. But one of my close friends in the past did me a favor, and I ended up in debt to this person. And the craziest part is the shit that hurt me the most is that of their refusal to understand that that said situation would have not occurred if I knew I would be in debt to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And the mere fact that even with that, I'm not I'm not you know not taking the responsibility. I'm not, I'm definitely saying this is it. We will fix this. And somehow, some way, even repaying that debt, we could not repair or salvage the friendship because it was like in that very moment. One thing that I do when I try to build bonds with people, I do try to, just learn me because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to learn you. Like I'm not, nothing's really given in the same token. If I show you something, believe it. If I haven't shown you that, don't put that on me. You know what I mean? Like don't try to put me in an outfit that just do not fit, honey. That ain't for my physique. And
Yeah.
that's where I felt like was the most hurtful thing. Like, damn, that ain't even of my character. Like that ain't
Don't even
even.
know you for real after all this time.
Huh?
Like they don't even know you for real after all this time.
Like like that be the shit, friend. Like, oh my god, like damn, after all this time. But those are the type of relationships that
Especially when you already showed them that's not you.
you know what I mean. Because a motherfucker be quick to be like, I ain't, that, you better call her. I ain't. Nope, not me. It was like, oh shit, wow. All right, well, this is the case. And don't even worry, I'm gonna fix up. But I didn't mind losing that situation because the real of it is was like you wasn't really worth the our bond anyway because you don't even know who you're dealing with. So that should be like that sometimes.
Because people be your friend, or you be more of a friend to people than they be to you, anyways.
You said it right there. I'm more of a friend of people. You know what's so crazy? The fact that you ever sat back and wondered, like you wonder how many people are more, feel like they it's not too many people that could say that they're more of a friend to their friends than
Mm-hmm.
their friends are to them.
Mm-hmm.
and that's just that's the real of it. But absolutely.
I learned that the hard way though. Like I had to see that shit, then I had to realize like just because you were like that type of friend, you can't expect people to be like you, and you
Hmm.
can't. You gotta, and then a lot of people. I like it's crazy how many people are just users nowadays. Though they're just gonna be take advantage of whatever they can, uh, whatever they feel like they can get from you, or how they can um, what is the word? Like come up off you or
Yeah, how they
Benefit,
benefit.
benefit off
benefit.
you. Exactly. Then
Yeah.
then it's like they want to be around you, but it's like they might not even really be your friend. They might not even really like you for real or whatever. But they just it's the benefit of it.
See what I feel like that's not the issue is not even what you know wanting to benefit from your partner, or the issue is wanting that shit to be one way. You don't want to be the reciprocal being in the situation. Well, you don't want to pour, you want to
Back
take.
to
You just
you want to
yeah,
take pour back in.
and that's where the issue, because like, to be real, we should be benefiting from each other. We and that's like that's what the partnership is about. And if we aren't in a situation, we should be building that situation, looking for ways to create that situation. In the same token, ain't no just give and take. No, that ain't no partnership. Okay. At some point, people have to learn how to use their discernment and be able to call a spade, and know that when that situation is not given, you shouldn't either.
Mm-hmm.
Period. And the faster people learn that you teach people how to treat you, I think we're better off. A lot of us will be better
And
off.
that's why I said I realized too, and I also realized the more I kept speaking up for myself, the more people started feeling some type of way.
Started disliking you. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But when I wasn't saying nothing, it was cool. But
Yeah.
as soon as
Oh, she got an opinion. Oh, she could think for herself.
That
Absolutely.
that 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 that's not just for women either. Like
Oh
I'm
no, you know that. That's why one thing I take pride in is not gender specifying, because it's characteristics, and that should apply to men, women, cat, dog, sock, whatever they, her, whatever they do now.
whatever their pronoun is.
the sock
You,
was
you
killing
know
me right
whatever.
now. That's wild.
Seriously, right? No, what just aside? I don't know if I told you this. Me and my coworker was talking the other day, and she was saying that her son, he's in high school, and basically they pulled him to the side because he went and referred to his schoolmate, which was a girl,
As her pronoun,
as a fucking cat.
bitch. Never.
Yo, what the fuck? Hold, excuse my language.
That's a little deep.
Do you hear me?
And they really pushing that shit too, huh?
And basically, I guess the girl had, you know how, cats. Nah, because the thought of that shit is wild as a parent. Because I feel like they're so bad on forcing and pushing that they're not taking, you know, into consideration what they're subjecting other
That
households to either. You know
that
what I
don't
mean? And
that
they
don't
don't give a fuck about that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. This cat, this little girl, um, she, like, rubbed up against the boy, like, swayed her body up against him like a cat. Yo. And he growled at her.
I'm screaming.
He growled at her, and no funny shit. No, all jokes aside, right now, the lady, she like, oh, the lady, Lori, older white lady. She's like,
You
Jay.
can't, you can't, you can't give names. Like,
Oh, I'm so sorry, but she ain't watching this.
all right,
But
all right, all right. Continue
she
on.
might, she might one day. Lori, I'm fond of you, sweetheart. But I can tell you a story, girl. You told everybody. But So
Okay.
she's like, Shay, I don't know what to go to the school and say. I don't know what to go up there and do. I said, so Lori, what do you feel about it? She's like, he should have snatched her fur. I said, yo, nah, because you know their humor is different. I was like, yo. And she left. I covered her, but girl, she took off.
These fucking schools, bro.
Nah, definitely, sure enough. And my boy Nick, that's how I ended up meeting Nick. But mhm. Nick spent like the last 3 weeks of June at the Fairfield Inn with his mother, cause he wouldn't let the girl brush up against him and purr.
That is weird as fuck, though.
That shit is. I said, and the crazy part is, but like, I don't know, man. My children are in high school and they haven't experienced that shit in elementary school or middle school. But I wait for the day.
Not a cat, though.
Not anything. Why they? Like why you gonna make my child see two people when it's only one?
That's
Yeah.
confusing as fuck.
You understand? Like why any of it? But
I think that's a conversation that should be had with in between kids and not in between staff.
what? What do you mean? Like
Like a what kids identify as, right? Like if we're on the playground, if we're on the playground, like I want the people who are closest to me or who are around me to know like I identify as this,
kids are
right?
mean, Aaron.
Hold on. I don't think that staff should be involved in that, and because it's playground politics. So you gotta let these kids have playground politics. Because if they don't have playground politics, how they gonna have adult politics?
See, I don't know about this shit because I ain't gonna hold you. It
How you
ain't
gonna have it?
just
How you
black
gonna
and
have
white.
adult politics if you can't have playground
Because
politics? Because that's where it starts.
kids are mean, and at some point, I get allowing them to be expressive, and I understand all of that. But you have to uh, police it too, right? Because
Mm,
you do though, because it's like, nah, because
This one
bullying is real. Bullying is definitely real,
okay,
and
okay. Let me counteract by saying this, right? Like when we was kids, you either was the bully or you got bullied, right? If you got bullied, it made you who you are today.
or you was the cool person and you didn't have to do neither.
Okay. Hold on. But you seen people who got bullied, and some of them, how did they turn out? They turned out to be better than when
They
they got
turned
bullied.
out a lot of them turned out with 44 to life in jail.
No, wow. That number is so random too.
And
I'm gonna
that's a
say
real
this.
life story. You ever been a kid that just like walked off your stoop or your porch and just said, them niggas ain't gonna jump me no more. They not bullying me no more. They not touching me no more. And you
He
had to
stood
sit
he stood
down.
up for himself.
You lost your whole life anyway.
And that's the
You
thing is
lost
like if
you
it
lost
if
your
it's
whole
if it's
life.
at that level, then chances are there's something wrong with the people that your people elected into office because they should see that hey, this kid was getting bullied. He said he got bullied, or he like ran down the line of getting bullied.
They don't give a fuck about that in the hood.
Yeah, they
They
do.
trying to meet, no, they don't. They trying to meet quota. They don't give a fuck about the nigga
People.
killing or the nigga that got
That's the
shot.
thing. That's the thing is like whoever is on. What was
They don't
on the
care
case?
about the nigga doing the shooting or the nigga that got shot. The first thing they gonna do for the nigga that did the crime is gonna dig up everything they ever did wrong. They don't give a fuck if they was 2 years old and the baby threw the bottle out the crib. They putting that shit in the newspaper. They gonna try to do anything to make you
Yeah,
look bad. And the last thing they gonna do or care about is your emotional health, mental health, or your physical being.
that's the thing, right? Is like nobody of our skin color gets a pass on emotional and physical health, or emotional and mental health, right? So let's cut that. Let's cut that right now. Let's cut that right then and there. And on top of that, like bullies is getting time. Bullies are getting time now for 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 bullying kids who kill themselves.
But
So let again,
what's the
hold on.
sad
So
though?
let's call
Either
it
you
let's
gonna
call it
sink or you gonna swim. So
let's
now
call it
what
spade
we
a spade
doing
here.
is we penalizing the swimmers.
Oh wow.
Okay, let's call a spade here. If we
I
analyzing the
mean, because the
swimmers,
real of it is, right?
because
Hold on.
because bullying just didn't come around in the 80s,
No,
90s, and
bullying didn't
2000s.
come around, but when you start making it didn't just come around. That shit been
Okay,
around. But
okay.
that's
So
because we
so so
yeah,
so what's the disconnect from all the people who joined the wars because they got bullied and made something of themselves because they got bullied, as opposed to now for the kids who are getting bullied and want to sit in the corner and do and commit crimes because they got bullied.
because as you know, every individual ain't the same. You know how many people went to those wars and never came back? And I mean, even in the mental being, you know how much they gave their life. They came back with PTSD and they gave these motherfucking people $800, $700 a month and told them that they supposed to make a way.
Yo, you knew. Hold on,
And
you
those,
knew what
hold
was gonna
on, those
happen.
very same people right now in this economy still have to survive with those same pensions that ain't been raised.
Yannick, these are two different stories. These
No,
are two
I'm
different
just
stories.
saying, see,
And
but
hold on, let me finish because
there is no difference. That was my point. There is no
I
difference.
I I once signed my life on on that same exact line,
I
the
commend
same
you.
exact one,
I
the
commend
same
you.
exact one,
I
right?
commend you.
You got to understand, like when you sit down to play a game, there's rules to that. There's rules to that, right? So they told me like, hey, what if I signed my name on a few dotted lines that didn't seem as 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 great as I thought it was, right? So they asked you like, what if it was your best friend and you like someone you really knew, and you had to tell them like, I'm gonna put them down. I'm gonna put them down, and you had to tell them that. Yeah, like so. Just imagine like me telling like somebody, hey man, what if it was your homegirl? What if your homegirl Bella? What if it was Bella and Yanni? I'm like, I'd have to sit there. I would have to sit there and actually be truthful. And actually be truthful. Right? Like if I feel like if someone is attacking me or if someone is getting in the way of me doing keeping the law on someone's side, yeah, of course. I'm gonna put them down. I'm gonna put like somebody asked me like, oh, what if your mom was a zombie? Yo, she gets smoked. She gets smoked. Like if you was coming
So
at me,
my
yes, I'm
thing,
gonna
my
smoke you.
thing to that, Aaron, because now I can touch the other base that I was touching on because you brought that up, right? The fact that you have to, you can, you will, you have to sit there and tell them if it was a Bella, if it was a Yanni, if it was a Yogi, if it was a my mother, my father, I'ma do it, and and guess what? When and if so, if it benefits them, you are clear, green. You are it's motherfuckers that gotta make them decisions every day on the street and get penalized and held accountable for them very decisions because it did not benefit the fucking government or their push narratives.
And yeah, that's the thing,
And
right? It's like
that's my personal opinion. That's nothing, listen, I understand. Listen, one thing I do know is that infrastructure is very important. Okay, and I understand the necessary of of balance, but it is the excessiveness that I've never come to terms with, where it's like you can do it all, torture, kill, as long as it's in the name of the government.
of the most powerful. Yeah, I get that part.
Of the government, like that's where, and it's people out here real life fighting. You know how many, I mean, people walk out their house every day and they faced with real life shit, real life, where they tomorrow might not be promised to them, gangs, all sorts, and God forbid they kill a nigga from and for me, I don't even say it to say like people who are in the streets or join gangs, or listen, I'm not here to say that you know people lives don't mean nothing. I don't ever, you know
Like one person's life don't mean more than another.
right. I'm quite sure everybody means something, something to somebody, and that's the real. But when I say that, I say that to say a lot of times when you grow up in a certain environment, you forced with to face certain decisions, and you are heavily penalized by the same system that tells you, shows you that this is how you solve your problems. This is okay. If you can't speak it out, or you and this person can't come to terms and can't come to agreements, take it to war. Like, if y'all, if his dick bigger than yours, off that nigga. Like, nah, for real though. That's what motherfuckers. Y'all want to swing, the countries, y'all want to swing dicks around here. This is crazy. Who could hold their country more? Who could fucking control their brains more? Get your ass out of here with this crazy shit they got going on. No, for real. That ass though, no. But all just aside, that's what I'll be saying. Like, and the real of it is, it's like all of this shit is ran like a business. This shit is ran for capitalization. This shit ain't about nothing but a dollar. Ain't no humanity in this shit. This shit, man, crazy. They drive every fuck, man. They
Yo,
taking our money.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna say this. Y'all swinging dicks out here is wow.
Nah,
That
for
shit
real.
is the
That's the real of it.
wildest shit.
That shit don't remind
It's
you of
the
uh you ever go to like like block parties and you see like the big homie of this clique, and then it's the big homie of
yes,
that clique,
yes, yes.
and them niggas out there beating their chest trying to buy them. Y'all is crazy as hell. First of all, anybody who ever may watch this
Hey, y'all
might think
swinging.
about watching
She
this.
said, she said, y'all swinging
Listen,
dicks
y'all
out
niggas
here.
be crazy as hell. Okay,
The
buying all this
wildest
liquor
shit.
for everybody to drink. Okay, to go fuck on another nigga, a whole nother nigga. Nobody that was even there around y'all when y'all bought all the bottles. Okay, so that's just first of all, and second of all, like we don't be really caring no more. Like how many niggas that be around you that be calling you, yo, big homie, big bro. We know niggas be lying about stories, and we know for sure and for certain they broke. So that's why they around you, big broing you and shit like that. But anyway, that's how the
I don't hang
government,
with people like that.
be working. Like they be building they Niggas building their crowd, they crewing their shit. And they like, yo,
That's crazy. Like I don't hang around niggas
we
like
gonna
that.
send all these Mexicans, all these people over here to America, and we gonna move on them like that. You know, and then now America, they gonna make their move. You better know it. They gonna watch. I'm telling you, some shit about to go down somewhere. You better know it. In one of them countries, that shit gonna blow up. So America gonna do something. You gonna hear about it. Oh, they done stole all they plots. Like what?
If
What the fuck
if
y'all
a
want with
if a
somebody else plots over in Ukraine? What do you want with Ukrainian plots? It's gonna be years to come for money. Y'all motherfuckers turn everything into money.
if somebody calling me big homie like right now or tomorrow at any point, somebody calling me big homie, that means they want exactly what it is that I've got.
Hey yo.
They want exactly what it is that I've got, and they're like, "Oh
And they
man,
want to
hey
see
man."
how you doing it, how you made it happen, so they can try to.
They want to understand
Look,
how I'm
big
moving.
bro, right? Big bro. If you don't stop fucking tapping me, talk
They want to
about big
understand how
bro.
I'm moving. They want to get the entire place. And you know what? And for the future generations, I will tell you this: I'll give you the place, bro, because I'll give you the recipe. Because I know damn well you can't cook like me.
I'm scared
I'll
of it.
be I'll be cooking. I'll be cooking because I had that shit since I I had it in me. Pause.
For a
I
long
didn't
time,
have it on me.
a long time, long time.
And I could switch up. I could switch up styles. I could do all kind of shit, and you'll never catch up. So don't take the game. Yeah, you could take the game from me, but you gotta make it your own game. And I say that because like we were going back to what she was saying is like, yo, people are calling you the big homie. No, bro, I'm not your big homie like that. I'm my big homie. I'm my big homie, and if you need somebody to be the big homie, like that means you ain't learned the game from the players who gave it to you.
See, a lot of times they don't be getting it, and it's because it's be up to you to catch that shit, and they don't always catch it.
Yeah, like if you calling me big homie and you hanging around me, like you hanging around me super tough, and I ain't even brought you in the game like that. Bro, I didn't know what you on. I know what you on. Cause I don't know you and I didn't bring you. And if I did, if I brought you, it's because I know you wasn't going. You're not after what I got. You on your own shit, or you you know how to put your own spin to the shit. And now I got to catch up, which is perfectly fine with me because that's teaching the old dog new tricks. But I guarantee you're not gonna cook like me, bro. I can give you the recipe. I can give you all the ingredients that go into it.
Y'all
But I
hear
know
him?
when that fire get hot, Link, I'm gonna be cooking.
Look, Aaron said you cannot put salt and pepper to any and everything. You gotta cook
Like I
that
said,
shit.
I'll give you the recipe. I'll give you the recipe, but you're not gonna
And
cook
it's
like
still
me.
not you. I tell people that all the time. People will be like, "Oh, well, where did you get this, or where did you do that, or how did you do this, or how did you do that?" Like I can tell you everything. That don't mean it's going to have the same result.
I mean, yeah, you gotta definitely be able to use your discernment. Who's asking because they want to try to steal your juice? Like, get the fuck out of here!
Nah, I mean,
I told
at
you,
that point, you
I told you, a bitch will wear your weave. Okay.
Oh,
No, that's not funny, but it is too
take
funny.
everything, okay?
But no, friend.
They will really. Do guys do shit like that? Do guys do that?
do shit like what?
Like how girls, like the way girls are, the dudes do the move the same way.
All the time.
Now, like I'm really like asking you to specify.
Okay, so like for instance, like uh, say a girl take your wig or something, or ask me to see your whatever it is. Because
Like they trying to wear your shoes.
Yeah,
yeah,
niggas be trying to wear your shirts and
Oh,
shoes.
yeah, hell
Yo,
yeah.
bro,
Like
let
they
me go. Let me hold your belt. Like what?
girl, niggas be taking pictures with other niggas' money. Like, stop
You
playing.
that sis?
stop
That's the one
that.
right there. That's the one.
Stop that.
No doubt.
Those is boys. Those is boys. Those is not men. Like I be goddamn. I be goddamn if I'm taking a picture with unless it's another nigga's broad, I'm
Like I
not
said,
taking a picture with shit.
they men in they hood. That's the crazy part. That's who they those the big hood.
Unless I'm taking a picture with another man's woman and you'll never see me with another man's nothing.
Niggas another man nothing. I don't know, but that should be crazy.
That's weird as fuck, though, bro. But I just
Unless it's on some legal shit like I could buy another man's house, you could buy another man's car type shit, like
Yeah.
the normal stuff. But nah, like oh yeah, look, I'm with this. Nah, I'm at the like bros. I'm wearing bros shirt. Like I'm wearing bros like pants, shoe. Nah, hell nah. Unless they broad, and that's not my home. What chances are, if you see with a broad, like whoever her ex was not my man's to begin with. Was not.
that's funny as fuck, though. Because dudes do be doing that, using each other's shit. That shit is
Dudes,
Yeah.
dudes definitely be doing that.
If you see me in something, it was mine. I bought it for me to wear for me.
Nah.
I've had people try to like take my shit that I haven't even wore yet. That you know what I'm saying? Like damn, bitch, can I wear it first before you be trying to slide yourself in it?
Or like, friend, that look cute on you. Can I wear it tomorrow? Tomorrow? I just like, yo, what?
Yeah. Like get out of here.
Like, so
That's,
you gonna just post in my same outfit tomorrow?
yeah, that's exactly what the bitches be trying to do. That's why I'm glad I'm the big friend.
I just feel like right. I feel like I just can't. I feel like I'm too nice to my
I'm
friend.
screaming. Nigga
I
said
feel like
big.
I'm way too nice to my friend. Like to a lot of people. Like I've always been too nice. My brother always used to say that. Too
Nah,
nice.
that's
Yeah.
the crazy part. That's how I was too. Like, you know what's so crazy? Is because I mean, well, like everybody probably, you go through them layers. Like I was a nice little girl, and then when I got to like junior high school and shit, it was that shit. It just was up from there, and then probably you know after I had my children is when I started to like mellow out. But between middle school and up until I was like maybe 25 ish. But I'm only 21 right now. Um,
You was saying like you was that friend.
huh?
You were always the good friend, like the extra good friend.
You know what's so crazy for it was one of those things where it was like, you know how you like now that I'm an adult, I could kind of see like why I had as many people that gravitated towards me, right? But it's sad to say a little bit that it also made me aware of how I was able to use my discernment on who's really my friends and who's not too. Because I came being my friend came with a lot of benefits from young. Like my father, he used to give money, so I used to always keep money in my pocket. So like I was always a giver.
Me too,
So
girl. Me
I'm
too.
going to the store and it's
I'll buy everybody something
you
if I
know
got enough money.
hello that part. So shit like that. They know coming to my house, we gonna go we get snacks and if Mr. Ray giving out money. He giving everybody $2.
But
Like
that's the thing, right? It's like growing up in that situation. You know who's got it, and you know who don't got it, and again, you know who got it in them and who got it on them, right? Like like you know whose parents is fronting because they got all the designer shit, they got all this, but they living where you live. But the people who really got it in them is the ones who like, yo, hey, what you trying to do? Oh man, we trying to go over here and spend some money. We're going over here and spending some money. Yeah, but you live where I live. But now you see, like, you know that I got the money to spend, as opposed to my parents. It's like, oh, you know what? We're gonna put it on your kid. We're gonna put it on this kid. Those ain't
you
the
know
real
what's
hustlers. Those are
crazy?
people who hustle, but and got it, but they fuck it off. They
I
fuck it
remember
off.
being 12 years old. Nope, I'm lying. I was 13 at the time. Wait, when he died? All right, so 2000 and no, it was when I was 12. We a couple of my friends, like we started a dance group,
Mm-hmm.
and like the hood where I come from, the projects, we have our day. So like it's a family day where everybody in the hood, they shut down the
Mm-hmm.
streets. We all have cookouts. We riding bikes and pop,
Like a block party
yeah,
project.
block parties and shit. So it's called Marcy Day. Long story short, we formulated this team. It was our little sisters and cousins and shit, and we taught them this dance routine because it was a tradition that during Marcy Day, you know, different parts of the hood and shit would come travel to other hoods, and they would battle dancing and stuff like that. So where I lived in my area, we did like a whole big competition. All of the older cats in the area, they brought like trophies and stuff like that to give out, you
For the
know.
one of them.
Yeah, so we hosted like a main, and I'm not we, they did, but it's so crazy because I remember being the one that was like, yo, mind you, so we go pick out their outfit, go scout their outfits. So this is before we have them, you know, go to their parents. We did a
Yeah,
bake sale. We did a bake sale, friend. We sold ices. Like
already.
we tried to make this money, right? So some of the girls, they went to their parents to get the difference to make up. They had little shorts, little tops. That's when the socks with the ball on the back used to be it back in the day. Those, that was for them to dance in, but then they had their little jellies for after the dance so they could walk around and shit. So cute. I did their hair because I used to do everybody hair. I was always doing the hair. I used to braid, I babysit, all of that. As a kid, I don't know. I was real like community friendly. I always
You had it in you.
I did.
You had it in you.
I watched my father too. So, long story short, it was a couple of them that couldn't get the rest of their money, and I remember putting the money up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't they crying? And when I mean to tell you, and I was like, "Don't worry, y'all. We gonna get the stuff. Like, don't worry.
Like, so true.
Yeah, like, don't cry. Don't. I mean, and I remember, friend. I remember straightening their hair, hot combs, all of that. Like, nah, we gonna do this. Like, I swear to God to you, when I mean a braider, girl, no funny. So, they won that year too. They won that year, and for me, it was just one of those things where it's like that's one of the memories that come back like every time like we talk about the nonprofit and stuff like that. Like, stuff like that. Like, it's always been, yo, so much. I could talk for days about, just being always wanting my surroundings to just,
Be
growth
good
and
too.
build that.
Me
Yeah,
too.
like I don't know. But definitely that.
See, I was like that too, though. I always been like that. But you don't really notice it till you get older and you look back and you see,
Right.
like, damn,
Uh-huh.
that shit was hella one sided.
I
You feel
never
me?
so the real you stupid kid. But the real evidence is right, like what really makes you notice, because I don't really hold people um to certain things if you're not in a position to do so, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I say, because a lot of people try to measure their friendships or their relationship with people. Like, for me,
Like they be keeping score type shit.
you heard me, shit like that, and like it's for me, it's not, that's not how I measure it. Like, it's, can, the ways that you can be there for a person,
Are
are
you?
you there for them? And that's where you make it count. And that's how you've learned, well, for me, I've learned to better understand, who's true to me in my life, and who still holds on to me because they know from young, one thing for sure, two things for certain. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we good. We gonna be like, and I'm not saying like nah, by no means, but the real of it is I don't play about people that I care, and you know what I mean. Like, I real life do that shit. Like, I go full throttle for the people that I say that I love, and I don't have, nah, I don't pick and choose. Nah, we don't do that, and people come with that understanding, and I've learned to realize that as an adult, like, that's that asset is just so you know what I mean? Like, people start to realize that, yo, more than anything, having somebody that is gonna be in your corner, that's gonna be, supportive of you, that's gonna, and it's not the person that's telling you right all the time either, because I'm not gonna,
Yeah. Don't nobody need no yes man.
no,
That's not.
you know what I mean? Like, and that's the real, but like shit like that, like, I ain't but I know now, you know, they still be around with their hand out, but it's one of those things where I know who I'm dealing with. And
But
the real,
at that point, if they still standing with their hand out, chances are they had their hand out from the beginning, and
the,
you enabled that.
Or
no, the
if they
crazy,
didn't have their handout, she just was a giver in the first place because that's just her personality, and because she's
Mhm.
like that, they just stayed around because they knew she was like that. So when she
Yeah,
stopped, because she realized, and then they started having to
but
ask.
that's the thing too. Is like, if I know you're a giver, right? I'm gonna still hustle hard to give back to the person who gave to me, right? And chances are, like I said, they never had it in them. They never had it in them. If they still standing in that same position with, like, oh, hey man, let me get a handout.
you
Hey
know what's
bro,
so crazy? Some
what?
people, I ain't gonna lie to you, some people, and only some, not a lot, are unaware, right?
Mm,
Like, because like, and when I say some, I'm talking like lifelong, where you really grew to understand these people. Like, because again, when we young, we don't even know, we don't know the world. We young, we so inexperienced, we so naive,
mm-hmm. My brother
and,
used to always tell me that bitch ain't your friend. Them girls ain't your friends. Them girls
yeah,
that you in high school, they're not your friends. You ain't gonna be talking to
yeah.
them later.
And it's crazy because the real of it is it be like, it's the, I ain't a lot of upbringing. It's a lot of that shit just plays a part, because it's like, it's the grounding, it's the foundation of,
And if you think whole family be users low key, like if
yeah,
you
but
really
this
pay
is how,
attention,
this is what I'm saying. So they watch,
That's
they
a fact.
watching their mamas and their aunties, and all they watch them do is take. So, but we don't notice as children, because all we know is that's my friend.
mm-hmm.
Why I can't play with her? And then me too. I grew up in a household where I had two brothers. So naturally I wanted to gravitate toward females because I don't have no
Mm-hmm.
female interaction. So for me it was like, and my older brother, it used to piss him off because I was just so nice, right? Like, and to the point where, and I was heavyweight as a child, so to the point where, I didn't even realize when people was like, I knew I was being teased and shit like that, but I didn't even, to realize that they were only being my friends for certain reasons until I got of that age. I'm talking about, I'm young, 6, 7 years old. These is people I grew up with my whole life. So you feeling like now you in junior high school. This is why I said once you, girl, I don't know what it, when you hit that shift and them eyes start opening, you starting to see like, oh, okay, you see people for who they are and who they growing to be. You couldn't, girl. I was a beast. It was a whole different. It that was just a different ball game from there on out, and it was a little bit scary because I didn't. I was an extremist, always have been. So it was like, no, that's not it. Go get this person, go get that person, go get everybody got to come outside behind this.
Right, because y'all all got me like that.
No, for real, and dig your grandmother up and tell her to come out too. And I ain't gonna lie to you, that's real. No, y'all, I'm so serious. That's how my, like, cause I was,
Yo,
I'm thinking,
the level of disrespect, the level of, hey, dig your
seriously,
grandmother out and
cause
bring
you go
that
from
motherfucker.
thinking, these your neighborhood friends. They growing up with you. They pulling your hair because they playing with you. My hair used to be long, Michelle, down the middle of my
So they
back.
were dating.
Well, no, when I mean girl, hazel eyes. Like I said, I was always, chubby but pretty. Ain't nobody ever, never been an ugly bone in my body. You hear me? So it was one of those things where it's like, and then the girl always got her father gonna keep her. She go to the store anytime she wants. So it was certain things, and I didn't understand that these children are coming from sometimes maybe not eating enough, maybe not. They coming from households where they not really loved, and I'm loved. That's why people can really be, cruel. Children are mean, bro, mean, and it took my brother, I ain't gonna lie, by the great, they kind of, man, he told me, Shaniva, listen, you know, be nice,
But
but
watch that shit at the same time. That's how my
don't,
brother always was.
don't let nobody play with you.
That's how my
That's
brother
it.
always was like that. He used to always be like, man, don't do it. And I used to be like, whatever, whatever.
That's it.
And then when I started getting older though, and then even like after I graduated and shit, then I would meet I had met I'll never you remember we used to go to Mexico every weekend? And then remember when I had met them sailors and Navy dudes or whatever that stayed up there and shit?
I you know what? I probably was there for that, but
Well,
I
they
wasn't
had
there for that.
shit about the bitches that I was bringing with them. I didn't even know them like that. So I was like, they didn't have no reason to lie. You feel me? Because
Yeah.
why would you? That's why I was like, damn.
Girl, mm-mm. I ain't gonna lie. My brother, he the one who like was like enough, no, because I was sensitive. I was always like a sensitive. You could tell me you not my friend no more, and that shit broke my heart.
I feel like that's how my daughter gonna be Maddie. Because she's
Really?
so Madison, she's so like loving and like she always wants
Yeah.
to, and so like I'd be like on that shit because I'm just like
We used to have this like in the projects in the middle of the like playground put off to the side, but it was like a deep, I guess like a little slope, right? So when it rained, the water used to stay stuck there. So it was
um
like a puddle of dirty water, right? And no lie, like, and we as kids, like, we would,
jump in it.
hell no, girl, we ain't playing that dirt. Well, some kids probably splashed in it a little bit, but no, we ain't do that. But what we used to do is we would, if we got, mad at each other, whatever, go over there and be like, oh, we taking your friendship, throwing it into the dirty pond. But all of the friends, would be mad at one of the, and most times it's me. So like my brother used to realize, like, yo, you know what I mean? Type shit. Like they go with you to the store, and then after everything all said and done, now they running off trying to, like shit like that. So I used to come in the house crying, and one day he told me, he like, yo, you're not finna come here. You're not doing that anymore. Like, you gonna fix this shit up. We not finna do that. And I didn't know what he meant, right? So
when you got older, it made so much sense, though, huh?
it did though. But the crazy part is, it was like from there on out though, he used to, like, I come home from school, he'd grab my book bag, he'd grab me by my hair, like, and try to and rough me type shit. And I'm like, yo, pushing him back, trying, and slowly but surely, then he was prepping me. I ain't gonna lie, like, yo, I don't, that man, yo, I ain't, shout out to my brother for that, but no lie, like, he definitely, like, he used to, because I didn't know pain. I'm not fighting no, I'm in the house with my two brothers, like, it was, yo, and Buck, sure enough, he used to, like, rough me up after school, and one day it was, we outside playing, and one of the girls, sure enough, she kicked me in my stomach. And I went to go crying to my brother, and he was like, "What I? Let's go." And he made me fight her. And I tell you that I ain't stopped fighting since. Yeah,
All my life, I has to
nah,
fight.
that funny shit. Like, and that's what opened. I ain't gonna lie. What?
I mean that's just true for the culture. You know what I'm saying? That's not
That's what
like
those hands do. Oh, okay.
for
Don't
me
even.
to joke about that right now is for the culture. Like, and that's why that's a bar in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, but it wasn't. It's so crazy because even like you said, it's one of those things where either you gonna sink or you gonna swim. And I just was, so fortunate enough to be able to swim and still stay afloat and not, get caught
at
up
that
in
at that
the
at that
madness.
point at that point it's not sink or swim. It's you learn how to make a boat.
Nah, because you still swimming and it's still, because remember, you not everybody, no funny shit. I'm not even gonna hold you, AJ. Like, it really is very seldom. One thing about a lot of, well, anger, right? Anger is one of those
Right.
things, like, like, that shit.
But like I said, you
When
don't
it's
you
a
don't you
wild,
don't,
when
you
it
don't
becomes, it's like a wildfire, when
it's
it
like
starts, it's hard to contain once that shit is all over the place. And when you become impulsive, and it can make you reckless.
okay, I'll say this. It's kind of like babies, right? Like you learn how to crawl, you learn how to to walk, and then you run. Like with survival. If you ain't learn how to if you ain't learn how to swim, you're not gonna learn how to make a boat. If you learn how to swim, you're like, man, fuck, I'm tired of swimming, bro. Like, I'm tired of swimming. I'm learning how to make a boat. Whether your boat is like a yacht or whether it's a little rubber dinghy, you're gonna learn how to make that boat. Because when the storm come, you know you ain't got to paddle that hard.
But
But then
that's only
motherfuckers
if
gonna
the
be trying
shark
to figure
ain't
out
get
how you made your boat.
that's only if the
Exactly,
shark ain't
exactly.
get your ass on the way.
Hey,
You gotta
at
watch
that
out for
point
them sharks in them deep waters.
in the beginning, you gotta you yes, there's sharks, and yes, there's fish. There's just regular fish that are out trying to eat you. Regular ass fish, and they gonna try to eat you.
Got to, but I listen.
And you got to keep your neck above the water and don't drown.
You got that
Not only
part
do you
too.
have to, not only do you have to like
Hmm.
to not get eaten, you gotta stay above the water.
Mm-mm. The real of it is, that's that's exactly what we stack. That's what we up against. That's exactly what we up against in this world.
I got it. I
Like,
got it. I got it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's so many different battles. You know what I mean? Like that shit is so real. Like it's just so many. It's like, damn, yo.
For people who don't get it, we gotta as as a culture, as because I'm right now I'm speaking to two black women, right? So I'm gonna tell you for the culture because I know this is who is understanding what me as a black man is going through, right? Like we have to worry about people. We have to worry about people that we around, and we got to worry about the cops. The people who are sworn to protect us, we got to worry about those people. And then we got not only that, but we have to worry about the people who are the people closest to us that we hold like
The
dear and dear.
craziest part is that we not safe nowhere. We not safe in the inner cities, and we not safe in the suburbs. And
That's a fact.
that is the most scariest thing. And you would think that some of these people, especially this day and age, um, would be more in tune with the careers that they filled. Like and everything wouldn't be. People would be more doing more self-fulfilling jobs or careers versus and that's not like that's not the case. These people are still in it for ulterior motives and like you can't trust the teachers in the schools, you can't trust the kids in the schools, you can't trust the principals, you can't trust people in the workplace, you can't trust the people, like your
Yeah,
higher up, your bosses, like
and that's the point. That's the point I was trying to get to. Is like not only do we have to
yeah.
like not like as a black kid going outside, right? You have to worry about the people that's closer to you, right? Like friends in the streets, like people that you see in the streets who
Mhm.
you like confide in. You have to worry about those people, and then you have to worry about people who are in positions of power who don't necessarily have your best interest in mind. Like and it starts from politicians, the
Hello.
president, politicians, then the police, judges, district attorneys, public fucking defenders. And I know I'm gonna
And
hear some
figures,
shit from
yeah.
that. Public defenders, and then on top of that, like I know I put police up there, but police is like the last line of defense. So all of these people that you didn't vote for, who you may not even want, who are in positions of power that you think are going to protect you, aren't protecting you. They're not protecting you.
That's because they weren't about too much of the presidential vote and not so much of the judicials. And the real of it is that's where you got to pay attention to the people that's writing these laws. Yes,
Not only
you
that, but the
you
people
are
the
in
people before you who put them in power need to pay attention to these
this.
people.
No, that's what I'm saying. And you got that's us. You have people make election the presidential election. That's a distraction. That's a distraction. That was another condition that they put before us by making it so big. Yes, it is big. But you know what's big? Your mayors and your city councilmen. And yet these are the people that's for this is your level. This is how you get hold on. Yeah, this is how you get them influencers because now you have your you have your judicial votes, your law writers. This is you have to be involved in that. Those votes too. Those votes matter. They make you feel like presidential vote is the only vote that matter, and that's not the case.
Nah, that okay. Again, it's how you look at it, right? Like if you think that the presidential vote matters, you it's crazy because you have the electoral college in that sense, and then you have we'll just leave it there. You have the electoral college, right? So it doesn't matter how you vote; it matters how your state votes at that point. So again, you as an individual, your individual vote is not getting counted until it comes to the entire state, right? So
This why when we say we bigger than the one person, we talking about the community. You this who we talking to, the state.
yes, yes, yes,
You
and
every
that's what I'm
you
getting.
every, you know every
That's
you.
that's what I'm getting to. That's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
Is we can vote for these people. Put it like this. I'll tell you. I'll tell you a story. I forget which state it was. It may be North Dakota, South Dakota. I can't remember. I cannot remember. Now I'm going to preface this by saying I can't entirely remember the story, but I'm going to give my version of the cliff notes. An entire state of people voted to legalize marijuana. Right? They then in turn did not legalize marijuana because the politicians who are supposed to vote for the people did not vote in favor of legalizing this shit. So I feel like it's the same thing. Like if we're going to vote for vote, why do we need an electoral college?
Because guess what? In order for you to be elected, you have to get my vote. And if you don't work for me, then you don't need to be in that seat.
Yes,
So if
yes,
the whole state as a whole, that's 100, if a 100% as a whole chose to not reelect that person again, they
yes,
won't be in that seat again. That's
yes,
fine.
yes,
You ain't
yes.
got to
Hold on,
roll. Listen, you
hold
ain't got
on.
to roll, or you gonna get rolled on. Get your ass
Hold on,
here,
hold
mister.
on, hold on, hold on.
Uh-huh.
Because you made a valid point. If
Mhm.
one state votes 100% to elect that person, then that state gets the vote, right? Say say the next state is only up by 3 votes. Like you've only won 3 votes, but you get the entire state because you have 3 extra votes. Now if the next state has, I don't know, 2 votes extra, then that person doesn't get elected because guess what? You've missed the electoral college, right? We should go vote for vote. If you counting all those votes, vote for vote. We should go vote for vote. It should go vote for vote because sometimes people are losing by we don't even know how many votes, and they could always make that shit up. They can always make that shit up. Oh man, he lost by 17 votes in this state and only 16 in the next state, or one in the next state, and it's like, bro, like, what are we doing here? What are we, like? Why are we not going vote for vote? Because if that was the case, we would not need an electoral college. We would not need that. Yes, they may be the middleman and determining like what state what state what the state votes as, right? Like California is gonna vote Democratic, right? There may be more Republican votes, but the electoral college is like screws it all up. And I'm not saying and I only say that because I'm not against either one of the I'm not for either one of those parties. Let me make that clear. But if if a state is losing by 17, 18 votes, but in the next state they get 100 votes, then it's like, come on, man. Like we should go vote for vote. Like there should be no need for an electoral college. Not one. Not one.
It's just a way to make us feel like we're doing something and we're included.
No,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying. Like
no.
and chances like 99% of the time, 99% of the time you don't want to vote for any one of those politicians that's on the ballot. Like I know the last election day, and I'm saying this as someone who signed on the line to give their life for the country, for the life
All
away
of
from the
this shit
country.
is rigged, like you said. But God,
It's it's rigged to look like to look like we are actually doing something when we not.
We,
Like, oh man, we're gonna get these idiots. We're gonna get these idiots some incentive to make them think that they actually voting for what we need them to pass anyway. And
the
it's
Hunger
like
Games.
exactly like you ain't vote for shit. You ain't vote for nothing. You didn't vote. You voted for shits and giggles at that point.
It's
Because
enough.
if we being really real, like they would have a bring a two new candidates button. There would be a two new candidates
Right,
vote. Like
right.
I don't like neither one of these clowns. I don't like neither one of these clowns. Bring in two new clowns. We're gonna fucking sudden death that shit.
Eject.
That's like the write-in shit. The write-in vote. Like, go ahead and ask.
Exactly. Because the write-in vote don't mean shit. If the write-in vote means shit, and we could if the write-in vote means shit, and we could actually get a president off a write-in vote, everybody vote for me. I'm 40 now. Like I'm getting it. Let's get it. I man, they'll assassinate me like second weekend because I'm going to change. I'm going to change a lot of shit. I'm gonna change a lot of shit. Like politicians, 1 year. Like you got 1 year max to change to change to change shit, or else you getting fired. It ain't got to be in my favor. It ain't got to be in the favor of the things that I want, but it better be in the favor of your state.
Or what's fair. But they don't even do that.
Facts.
So.
Facts. Write me in. Write me in for the vote. Like seriously, I'm gonna change a lot of shit, and I don't want to get into politics because it's gonna lead me to look like I believe in things that I don't necessarily believe in.
I don't think nobody really believes in everything that either party stands for. It's kind of like
I don't believe in.
you know what I mean? It'd
I
be like
don't
a
believe
mixture
in
or a balance,
shit.
but it's like they trying to make you
Like
decide.
I appreciate, like I'll put it like this.
I think that's why people don't vote
Mm-hmm.
because
And
it's like
and I'll say this, like for the
play with your
longest
mother.
I even still I don't like or appreciate one party over the other. Right? Like let's keep it 1,000. The United States has two parties. I don't like either one of them. I don't like either one of them. I don't like because one party pretends like, oh man, you like we got to get the black vote only because you know there's a fucking bunch of black people with a bunch of money who need who like I wouldn't even say need shit passed, but who are trying to get things passed in favor of black people.
Mm.
The other party, openly racist, openly fucking racist. I know y'all don't give two shits about black people. Y'all never did and never will. Because most of the people at that party were slave owners.
Trying to do stuff for the rich people to like cut taxes and shit like that.
Yes. And rich people do not like black people. Like, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Rich people who there's a lot of rich people who are non-melanated who don't like people who are melanated. And that's it. And they built an entire political party around that. And you know, and it still thrives to this day. This is still like I never said who was who because if we're really gonna go down through history, neither one of y'all like black people, and you still don't. You only accepted black. One party just accepted black people because they thought, oh man, the other party's getting all these immigrant votes.
I don't like black people sometimes either.
It's people, period.
So if I'm looking at a politician, which I don't, Pause. Like, what are you gonna do for the things that mean the most to me? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for the things that mean the most to me? Because I know you're not looking out for black people, so I might as well look out for myself at the end of the day.
Wow.
And what I feel like is I'm gonna get enough money while I'm here to not give a fuck about either one of y'all parties.
So you gonna be off yourself at that point? Because
Yeah, of course. And I vote for self, which is what you should do. Which is what you should do. It shouldn't be for like because politicians are doing things for the greater good of self. So if that's the case, at the end of the day, I'm gonna vote who aligns with the greater good of myself. Because like I said, at the end of the day, they don't care about us. They don't either party does not. There's not one party who cares about people of color, people who are minorities, people who are melanated.
it's just
That's
whoever they
why
feel
you
like
see
is gonna benefit them in the end.
that's why you see two well shit until the switch, excuse me. You see two people who are first or second. Well, I mean, I'll put it like this: before this, before Barack Obama got in office, it was always the same person, whether no matter which party it was. It was my family's been here since the Mayflower. My family's been here since the Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria. Like, bro, take your fucking long generation ass on somewhere.
You said any of them.
Like take your like, oh yeah, I mean we're trying to prove that we're American. Bro, no. You are oppressors. Your fucking family was oppressors and was oppressors, is oppressors until someone in the family tree fucks off the generational wealth, going to be oppressors. Going to be. It's like now that you got or since you have Barack Obama, you got Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. It's like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm American, and then you got the other party who was like, yo, they not American. Like y'all not American. Y'all not like third, fourth, fifth generation. That's why I'm like, I don't really support either party because they both full of shit. They both full of shit.
It's like you just gotta vote for who's less full of shit than the other.
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that. Like I feel like every election I'm voting. Would you rather have herpes or AIDS?
Weak.
Straight up, straight up. You gotta like, yo, would you rather have herpes like for every election?
My son said herpes. They said pick your poison.
Because if we voting for the lesser of two evils,
You are.
we voting like, hey, would you rather have some shit that you can't that you can see and it's bad, or the shit that you can't see and it's very bad?
I'm dead.
So, and that's why I vote for self. I vote for myself. Like, look,
And
what
both of
is
them shits you could blame on somebody else anyway.
exactly? You could blame it on somebody
And that's what
else.
they do too. They always blame it on the president before them, or the
Yeah,
president
and
before
that
them.
yo,
Yeah.
they always be like, it was the person that came before me. No, yeah, you know what? Yes, but you have the power to fucking change that shit
Oh,
right away.
y'all seen that movie, The Story of Mercedes?
Mm-mm.
What?
Yes, friend. On Tubi.
Oh man, I don't watch fucking
Is
TV like
Mercedes
that.
a person, or are they talking about the company?
It's a person. I no see. I picking. You know. I know this ain't a Tubi. You could watch this. You know, you got Tubi movies and then you got Tubi movies.
Like the D league.
You know, yeah, the movie Tubi shot. You know, like the nigga Tubi, like the fuck, that ass though. Nah. But yeah, that ain't no Tubi. But this is it's a Tubi
It's called The Story of Who.
Mercedes. But it's just crazy that because you know we be joking, but that wasn't no joke to be joking about. I ain't gonna tell you because I want you to watch the movie, but this world is crazy and it's cold
We
for
thought
real.
we were different, man.
Nah. Oh Lord.
You said
Oh
no.
man.
You said well. I didn't hear. What you
I
say?
just be wanting shit. Like I said, that's why I just be trying to do shit on my like do what I could do. Because at the end of the day, we can't. We don't got control over.
Yeah, that's the shit. That's crazy.
We never had control of that shit. They just
Nah.
portrayed the control because they don't want people to revolt. Oh, you voted for this. You vote. Remember, you voted for this. Get the fuck out of here.
Like who
Count
voted for
that
this?
shit up.
I didn't vote for this.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing too. Is like there's a lot of stuff that we don't vote on that we should be voting on that we don't vote on. Like giving money, and I know I'm gonna.
What?
The United States should not be giving money to people who should not be giving some money to people outside this country, right? Because if you think about it,
Mm.
we
To get like, are you, like in order to try to be
yeah,
cool, have
like
the little.
right. You seen downtown Los Angeles, you seen downtown San Francisco, you seen downtown New York.
Yeah.
Why are these people still in these situations?
So, you know what's so crazy? So my little brother, my baby brother, he just came home not too long ago, and you know they that first of all that whole reentry from incarceration shit is bullshit.
That's a
Okay,
joke.
a whole pure joke. That shit
Some of
is
it is.
that
Some
shit
of it
is
is
no
because I
no
got a friend who works for the prisons, and some
no
of
no
it
no. See,
is just
I'm not saying like what you learn or you know because I'm not no I'm talking about like that whole oh you know when you get out you know go get this and how they make it seem like it's just all just that
So
easy.
easy.
mhm.
Yes, and that's the part of it where they're not being you know
It's
fully
not
truthful.
easy.
And
It ain't never easy. But that's the thing is like the people who file for these programs think that they're entitled to it. So the people on the other end move slower,
Mm.
right? Because they're like, we know one, we know you're gonna fuck it off. Two, like you feel like this is your money when you ain't never contribute to that, ever contribute to that, because you've been incarcerated for 20, 20, 30 years when this program started 15 years ago, or
Wow.
this program started 10 years ago. You ain't never contributed to that. So guess what? You're not like, yes, you're going to get this money because it's a government program, or you're going to get these benefits because it's a government program, but you're not entitled to that. Like this is not this. Yes, it's going to be yours, but we have to dot our I's and cross our T's in order for
you,
you to
you
receive
know what
these
a mission
benefits.
statement is. And you know these nonprofit organizations that's what they base their funding off of, the help that you're going to give to this said population, and
Mhm.
then you do not deliver these services. So Ain't no, that's not mine. That is all mine because I fall under that umbrella of the population that you're supposed to provide these services to in order
Yes,
to receive
yes.
your funding. Hold
These
on.
are benefits. They are not rights.
They're
Like when you go to the DMV and they tell you like driving is a benefit, it is not a right.
right.
People go into these programs and think, oh man, you know what? And guess what? You and I, you go to the DMV. I go to the DMV. I know Bella goes to the DMV, and at some point, Yannick, you might go to the DMV. So, but you're going to pay. You're going to pay, even though the rest of it is taxpayer dollars. You are going to pay when you show up, right? And the DMV is pretty damn quick because they know that you paid for some, you paid for a lot of this. You didn't pay your taxes, you walked in, or you walked in and you paid actual money. So they're gonna give you whatever you want, whatever you need faster. And they're still pretty slow. They're still slow. So it takes you about 8 weeks to get something that was made or could have been made 2 weeks ago. Could have been done 2 weeks ago. Or could have been done right in front of your face. Just like the post office. People
Department of
don't want
Motor
to put stuff.
Vehicle Department of Motor Vehicle does not operate as a, a, a nonprofit. I was talking about a non. I was talking about these government organizations that are non-profit. DMV does not operate as such.
There's no government organizations that are nonprofit. Either you have a nonprofit or you have a state-run organization.
No. So there
I
there
I I,
is
I
there
beg to differ because I work with the state of
so
California.
like off well the state of California, but New York State, like programs that they offer through Office of Children and Family Services, those are
Mhm.
government programs that are funded through grants that are gained and obtained that are they're not they're not profit. They're not for profit. They're funding their
Yeah,
grant.
I work directly with a program that's nonprofit, but is funded by
Well,
tax dollars, right?
hmm
It's funded by tax dollars, right?
hmm
Not only
and
there,
because
and
so
I'll say
because you
this:
went to prison or jail, that mean you never worked or you never paid taxes or your family never paid
I
taxes.
mean, people
yeah,
work in jail and they don't get paid nothing really. Like
yeah. And so they
maybe
don't make
you know,
enough to
like
pay to
25 cents
pay
an
actual
hour,
taxes.
crazy shit
And no, they don't get paid their worth.
at
That's
all.
the real. Not that they don't make enough to pay actual taxes. These people in jail making the
We're
stuff that
going
we
we're going in
use
the eye
every
we're
day in
going in the
life.
eyes of the government at this point. We're going in the eyes of because those are the people who make us pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So like the people you pay taxes to is roughly the same people that I pay taxes to. Right? We have to pay federal taxes, and then we also have to pay state taxes.
Mm-hmm.
So so for the most part, what the people I work with have federal tax benefits, and I mean I'll tell you right now, it's a little it's as a business owner, it's tough for me to get paid because the speed in which they pay differs from the speed in which I need to get paid. So at the end of the day, like again, at the end of the day, like you like I personally try not to look at it as my funds because one, I'm helping people. Two, like if you look at these things as your funds and you haven't done a drop of work yet, your money's already coming with bad bad blood, and that's the thing that people don't see is like if you go in there bothering these people, oh man, where's my check at? What? Oh man, I need this money. Like, yeah, of course. If you needed the money that bad, you would go work for it. Not saying that
You
you
find another way.
exactly. You hustle and like and I don't mean work like finding a job. I mean like work as it is you'll do something else for the same amount of money, whether it be legal or illegal. I don't condone the illegal, but you will find another way to get that
You got,
same bread.
you know what's so crazy? So I don't know about where you guys at, but like out here we got like our shelters and stuff, and it's like the homeless shelters, even down to those, like the conditions have to be so gruesome that you people turn away from them, that they'd much rather live on the street.
Plus, they be over full though too.
And
Like
Yeah, like
no,
I work
that
again. I
too,
work.
but yet y'all could buy out hotels and shit to bring these people over from God knows where, and take on. I mean, they man, listen, you crazy? You could hotels. I'm talking about whole hotels full of people. The whole hotels.
But I'll say this. I'll say this, and I have people that are close to me who are immigrants, and I will say this, like regardless of my affiliation to people who are immigrants, like the United States should just close all borders, close all borders.
My thing
Like,
is,
yeah,
you
I
could
know
these people there. I ain't gonna lie.
I
It's
know I know we rely somewhat on tourist dollars, but clean your country up first. Clean your country up
there
first.
you go.
Clean your because I mean, other than basketball, we're the laughing stock of the world. So close all the borders down. Nobody gets in. Nobody gets out. And I love to travel. I love to travel. But nobody gets in. Nobody gets out. And we're gonna clean our country up.
And I don't mean go setting off bombs and shit, trying to, because they good for
Um,
that too.
yeah, we're gonna pull
Clean it
ourselves
up.
out of every war, every conflict. There's no more. There's no more. And that's again, that's what I would do as president. Nobody gets in. Nobody gets out. Like if you're here, fine. You're here to stay. If you're like, and I'll give a date. Like, yo, you got this many days to get out of our country, or else your ass is here. And if you're here illegally, we're gonna we're just gonna deport your ass.
Yes, sir.
We're
For
gonna and I don't care where you're from. You can be from like, oh man, my country is China. Like you have fair warning. I'm sending your ass to
this nigga said
Mexico.
you got
That's it.
parole.
I'm sending your ass somewhere that you don't belong, and you probably don't speak the language. Excuse me, Mexico,
real.
because I don't mean that.
They be giving. I ain't gonna lie, like the which is probably the same way I had too. Like the shelters are very overpopulated, but the chances of you being first of all, they don't believe you ain't got no family if you a citizen. They feel like everybody got a support system and they lying about something. You just can't be out here solo dolo. That's another thing that's like crazy, but like in the men's shelters out here, um, if they don't have no more beds, or they'll give them mats,
Just sleep on
like
the floor.
yeah, yeah, to find a spot on the floor. And it's like I'm not even gonna hold you, for some people coming home and stuff like that, that's what they face with.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you talking about pick your poison, some motherfuckers be like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna take this way and take my chances. This is, and I'm not saying that that's a reason to turn back to the streets, but you know, they don't really give certain people options, and mm,
All right, y'all. We gonna shut it down. It's getting late. It was 30 being late. We've been on here for way longer than we usually be on here. But thank y'all
okay,
for
And
tuning
a
in.
whole
Um,
2 hours and a half.
go ahead and lock in next weekend. We'll be back.
all right,
Bye.
good night,
Good night.